Hello, hello there, intentional streaming fans. Welcome to a Wednesday edition, not a Friday edition that we had last week, with Jarvis, my co-host.
Hey, how's it going?
Ooh, Jarvis a little down? Too much weather?
No, I had a pre-employment physical today, and I actually had to do push-ups and sit-ups and lift weights and climb stairs. I'm a little out of it, a little sore. I'm an old man.
So you're saying that you didn't rack up a couple hundred push-ups and a couple hundred sit-ups?
No.
No. Okay. So you're saying you're not in the same shape as the guys that we just saw at the combine this past weekend?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I can appreciate their effort and the numbers they put up all that much more.
Mm-hmm. Did they have you do a 40 time? Did they ask you to do a vertical?
The only 40s I've partaken in lately have been that of a beer variety. And we'll leave it at that.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. And myself, Flip, who, I'm perfectly fine, just hurting myself trying to get up and down my stairs. I'm okay with that.
We're
a couple of just sorry old individuals, aren't we?
We really are. Wow.
So I guess that's why we're into podcast and fantasy football.
Yeah, you don't have to be in great shape to do either of those two.
No. You just have to have a little technical knowledge, which we don't really have, but we're faking well. And fantasy football knowledge, well, do either one of us really have that?
Well, I mean, you do have 2 championships.
Well, that's just one league,
that you've stolen from me.
Yeah, well, only that one. So anyway, let's. I won't even bash on Jarvis. It's just too much fun. It's too easy. So we'll get into this. You can always get a hold of us at INT StreamPod on Twitter. Intentional streaming at gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and
hit that bell
when you want to get notified of when we go live on Wednesdays or Thursdays if we have technical difficulties or personal life. So let's hop right into this. We got a question of the week here.
Yeah, we got an email from Mike out of here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Had a question. This is kind of an interesting one, so I wanted to make sure that we discuss it here on the podcast in case somebody else has come across the same deal. But in his league, he had accepted a trade offer. Now, the situation is that the guy who sent the offer said he doesn't recall sending it, and now he wants it reversed. So what do we do here? What's the proper etiquette in that situation? I'm assuming this guy may have been a little intoxicated or whatever, had a good night, sent the trade proposal. It was accepted. He wakes up in the morning. He's like, oh, what did I do?
Okay. If, let's say, I was taking a leak in an alley, not really exactly telling a story of a guy I know here, but I kind of am. So, taking a leak in the alley, and a police officer stops me, and I get into a scuffle with him, and he takes me to jail, but I don't remember it. Do I just bang on the on the cell door the next morning saying, "Hey, I don't remember it. Let me out"?
There's no such thing as get out of jail free cards in real life. And I don't think there's such thing as getting out of a trade deal free.
I don't think so either. I think, the offer's been accepted.
Here's my thing. So this has kind of happened to me before in the past where I've submitted trade offers. And luckily the next morning, they weren't accepted or they hadn't been seen. So I was able to revoke that particular trade. But in all of those situations where that's happened, or where the trade has gone through, or whether they hadn't received it yet and I was able to go back and revoke it, I had still spent time prior to all of that thinking about that. So it is something that you don't just out of spontaneity, just like, hey, I'm going to throw this out there, do it. It's something that you probably more than likely have thought about for quite some time leading up to that moment. And if you're a little bit drunk, a little bit buzzed, you get a little bit more loose with some of those decisions, and you're like, what the heck, let's just do it.
Now, I, for one, have sent out trades while I've been inebriated, full well, but I'm never going to send out a trade that I think I'm going to full out regret. And I'm definitely not going to send out a trade that's lopsided in the other team's way unless, for some reason, I mishit it. Well, that's my own fault. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to blame it on anything else. I'm not going to, say revoke it. So
yeah, I think when it just comes down to it, I mean, you are a GM, you're an owner, you're responsible for your team and your decisions, whether you're coherent or not. It's not the fault of the tradee that the trader was drunk.
Yeah, or has memory issues.
Maybe he's 10-second Tom from 51st States.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I just thought we'd want to bring that up, that situation, because I'm sure it's happened several times.
And it's a very valid question. It really is.
But I think we're both on the same page. Trade stands, right?
I don't think two parties agreed to it. One party wants to back out. I think it puts the commissioner, and I'm a commissioner in the Dynasty League. I was a commissioner in another league for almost 20 years. It puts the commissioner in a terrible position. And I think as a commissioner, you talk to both sides. If they can't agree, you run the trade. The trade's in front of you. Mm-hmm. So let's roll into our news and notes for the week. We don't have anything coming out of Pittsburgh this week, do we?
No, not at all.
No.
It's been pretty quiet over there, or not.
Or not.
So news out of Pittsburgh, Steelers, they've come out and they've told some teams, all the teams out there, that they'd like to have this Antonio Brown situation wrapped up soon, like in the next couple days, Flip. They've been telling teams that this is moving fast and they really need to get their best offers to him ASAP. So apparently 3 new teams have jumped into the mix, while we do know that it sounds like the Cardinals, Jets, and then just I saw it a little bit ago that the Broncos are all out.
Out, yeah. Now, they were talking this is kind of talking 6 teams. I believe Oakland. Mm-hmm. I'm fumbling the ball on the other 2. Crappy Steeler fan that I am, apparently. Being in the mix. Now, what they're really pushing for is a trade to happen on Friday. Mm-hmm. A trade needs to be done before the Steelers get hit with the $2.5 million roster bonus money on the 17th. So, Steelers might be telling other teams, "Hey, let's hurry up and get this done." Well, they're the only team that really wants to hurry up and get this done. Yes. The other teams, they can drag their feet all they want.
All right, so is this a little bit of a smokescreen on their part?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely, General Manager Kevin Colbert saying, hey, "Come on, we got teams pointing up draft picks. Let's see your offer."
Right.
Do they even have an offer on the board right now?
Hey, I use that move in fantasy football. Talking with another owner for a possible trade, I'm like, hey, I got some offers for this guy. So,
would this have anything to do with what's his name, Kenneth Dixon?
No, he's still stashed, tucked away, nice and quietly on my tax.
He's still available, though, right?
Well, yeah, anybody's available for the
so
right price.
You're probably asking what the Steelers are asking. Maybe a late first rounder. Early second rounder for Kenneth Dixon.
If someone came at me with a first rounder, yeah, he would be gone.
Mm-hmm. I have no doubt. But yeah, the Steelers are reportedly wanting a late first round. Possibly into the second. They've come out and said, "Hey, we're not going to give them away." Now, where does that end? I mean, if you're dealing with 6 teams. Where exactly does that start and end? Where does the bidding start? You got to look at, first round. I don't I just don't see it. We're looking at the Colts at 25. I would say that would probably be the highest jump off point. Do you think so?
I would agree. I don't see someone trading a real high first rounder for him. And